something a little bit different for this episode of Old School. This game is called Propeller Arena Aviation Battle Championship. Bit of a mouthful. And many of you watching this will know the backstory when it comes to this game, which never did get released on the Sega Dreamcast. But if you don't know... Oh, here are your characters, look. Yeah, this game was supposed to release... Oh, Pizza Fat. Really? Really? Yeah, this game was supposed to release September the 19th, 2001, but obviously a few days before that, we had the September I can't get my words out. The September the 11th attacks, and everyone decided who was involved in this project. They decided to basically quit the project, or rather not release it. I think it might have been finished. I think this is a full game, I'm not sure. Because there is a stage in this game, I have played this before, but you'll see it at some point in this video if I get to it, if I don't suck too bad. I mean, this game isn't that challenging, thankfully, for me. But yeah, you do get to a stage which looks very similar to New York City with the high-rise buildings and that kind of thing. So it would have been incredibly bad taste to release this game a few days after the September the 11th attacks. And obviously... rest in peace to all the people who lost their lives on that awful, awful day. It will obviously never be forgotten. And I'm glad they did not release this game. Because, like I say, it would have been bad taste. It just, yeah. It wouldn't have been a good look for Sega or anyone involved. This is a good video game, I have to say. Like, I've only played it once before. I'm emulating this via... Oh, here's my special, look. So you could see press X appear on the screen there. So when you tap X, it goes into your special. I'm still not entirely sure how you earn the specials because you can't spam them. But, yeah, I'm emulating via Redream. A fantastic bit of Dreamcast software. Big shout out to Dave. Dave introduced me to Redream a couple of years ago now. And it is upscaling to 1080p, I think. And this would have been exclusive to the Sega Dreamcast. Wasn't developed by Sega. It was developed by a company, and I don't remember their name. It's just a group of letters, 3 letters. Is it AMS, I'd like to say? I don't know. So yeah, never saw the light of day, and the box art for this game, which I will show you here in the editing, post-editing. There was also an issue with the box art because that... yeah, it was quite similar to what happened in New York on that awful, awful day. Or rather, the imagery of the box art was very similar. So, yeah, they didn't go ahead with this game in the end. There is an online, or there would have been an online mode with this, and I think this game online would have been a lot of fun. I do like this game, but it gets boring quick. It gets very, very boring, very, very quick, or tedious, not boring. But the action that's here, all very straightforward, all very simplistic, very arcadey. Could have been an arcade game you would have seen at the time. And, yeah, there's not a lot of depth to it. But everything it does it does it incredibly well. It could have done with some more, I don't know, more stuff to do, I guess. So I think it's the next stage after this, which looks like New York, and... I do wonder if they could have just scrapped the 3rd stage and changed the imagery on the box art and still released it. But again, it's the planes thing, isn't it? And that people might have still found that extremely distasteful. Distasteful, is that a word? I'm always questioning my language. Or my vocabulary on these videos. Let me know if you've played this. Very, very good air combat in this. I hate using the word good. I talked about this on my snowboarding video. Think of a better word than good. Satisfying. There's some satisfying air combat going on here. And I do enjoy these kind of games. I loved Afterburner. I loved the one when you're in a helicopter. That was Sega as well, wasn't it? Oh, what was that called? Oh, just missed the special there. I can't remember what the helicopter... I used to play a lot of that in the arcade, but it was also on the Mega Drive, I think. Or the Genesis. But Afterburner, I absolutely loved Afterburner. So yeah, I love any game with some air combat in. I was disappointed with Star Wars Squadrons, I have to say. I thought that would have been a better game than it turned out to be. I downloaded that off Game Pass. Major aside here. But I downloaded it from Game Pass, played it for a couple of hours, and it just didn't do it for me for whatever reason. And I enjoy Star Wars games. I'm really enjoying Star Wars Outlaws, I have to say. I am enjoying it. Is it worth... I mean, I'm not talking about this game now. But is Outlaws worth playing in 2024? Even though it's just been released today, I think, as I'm recording this. Check out the worth playing video, guys. There you go. Because I know some of you have tuned into this to hear about this game, not Star Wars. Bingo! Yeah, it's very basic, this game. Very basic. Beautiful scenery. The graphics are so nice in this. I've said nice. I hate two words. The use of two words. Nice and good. The graphics are... Look at the sky. Beautifully drawn. So yeah, very impressive game. The Dreamcast was an impressive console, of course. Now, around this time, in 2001, it wasn't just that this game was cancelled due to the events of September the 11th. It was also something to do, and now this is what I read earlier today when I was brushing up on the backstory with this project. But it was something to do with the Dreamcast really struggling as a console in regards to sales and the amount of people actually playing the thing. There just wasn't enough people who owned this and who were playing this console, which is a shame. I never did own one. But I got into the Dreamcast, like many people, way after it kind of failed, essentially. And yeah, I'll always find it sad because I think it was an ambitious console. I like the online component that they were trying to get, you know, popular in a sense. I think it might have been in Japan quite popular, taking it online. Am I right in saying that? I don't know. I don't know a lot about the Dreamcast. This isn't the channel if you want to brush up on your Dreamcast. There's far better YouTube channels for Dreamcast-specific content. I'm just like a complete newbie when it comes to talking about the Dreamcast. I just like the games on there. I like the console itself. I think it's cool. So here we go, look. And it's even called Tower City. So you can see why, just from that few seconds of footage there, you can see why that they had to scrap this game. I mean, imagine if it did release. I mean, the 19th of September would have been more or less a week, just over a week after the events of September the 11th. Sega's name would have been in the mud. I respect them so much for not going ahead and releasing this. Now, things do get a bit harder in this game from this stage onwards, because obviously now you've got a lot of obstacles. I gotta be careful here. It's buttery smooth to play, this is. But yeah, you've got the obstacles of the buildings and stuff to avoid now. The first two stages you've just seen are more or less warm-ups. And then it, yeah, like I say, it gets far more challenging from here on in. But it just gets tedious, guys, after a while. I'm not entirely sure what these flashing boxes are for. I think they're power-ups. You're supposed to shoot them. They look like the circles in Pilot Wings, which are supposed to drop through. But I don't think you're supposed to do that. I do think you just shoot at them and earn power-ups, but I never bother. I just focus on trying to win these battle royales. They're kind of battle royales in the sky, aren't they? But yeah, this is Propeller... I nearly called it Propeller Heads then. Anyone remember that band? Or that artist? I think they're still going. I used to like Propeller Heads. I had their first album. I hope they're called Propeller Heads. I'm sure they were. But yeah, this is it basically, guys. This is the game. Let me know if I've missed out any interesting tidbits when it comes to this game in regards to its scheduled release and the backstory to it. Because I only know what I've told you. I don't know anything more on the situation. But it is interesting looking at these video games which didn't get released in the end. And I like this. It's fun. It's fun for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And then it's like, yeah, let's move on to another game. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Old School. Look out for more content coming to the channel. We've got a lot planned. I'll speak to you all soon.